Got a fire in my soul, yeah, it's burning bright. Guy band, he told me just to follow the light. Well, I heard the people singing with all their might. So I hit the ground running, and I ran all night. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Well, I ran into my family, and I ran into my friends, and I ran into people that I didn't know then. And I said to them, hey, I could use a hand. And then I ran and I ran, and I ran and I ran. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. Well, the children and the elders and the strangers and the neighbors and the doctors and the teachers and the farmers and the bakers and the scientists and builders and the singers and the players and the buskers and the dancers and the dreamers and the painters and the coaches and the helpers and the artists and creators and the yogis and the healers and the preachers and the changers and the people and the planet and the forests and the rivers and the mountains and the oceans and the future and the vision. And the buskers and the patients and the future and the vision. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run,
I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice slow pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice slow pace, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old pace. The kind where guy like me wins the race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old pace. The kind where a guy like me wins the race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old pace. The kind where a guy like me wins the race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes only to you. Always good vibes. Always good vibes only to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate Yeah. Always good vibes, my friends. Always good vibes. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Good morning. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you guys. Hey, I see everybody out there. Magic of Healing. Good to see you. Tommy Kenyon in the house. What's up, brother? Tommy, good to see you too. Good to see you, brother. Sailing Cook George, good to see you, man. Magic of Healing. Always good to see you. Melissa Bandy, that's my mom and my sister. Kaleidoscope, hello, Echo. Good to be with you Saturday. That was really fun. I appreciate you. Appreciate you inviting me over, and that was an outstanding time. I appreciate that. Always good vibes to you, my friend. Appreciate you guys. I feel like I got a little bit of an echo going on. Let me get in here in the settings and make sure I got some things adjusted here. And reduce my background noise. I hope that's coming through just a little bit better. But good morning to everybody. Good vibes. Always good vibes. Man, this is Memorial Day. This is kind of an inaugural thing for myself. It's something I've been working on a little bit behind the scenes, or might I say just quite a bit behind the scenes. But this is creating change, God's time right now. Sean has today off. He had to do some things, but this is a good day for me to get started because it is Memorial Day, and I felt like it was an opportunity to go ahead and start. Only thing that just makes it different is I'm going to start putting these into podcasts so that they will be available there. It will be creating change, God's time. Um, I haven't come up with a real hard line schedule on that, but that is going to be what I start doing with this particular program. But it's always good vibes to every one of you. Thank you, Tommy, for that song earlier. That's a song that Tommy created with the help of some AI, but also using his imagination with the comments and stuff out of Good Vibes with Guy and Shine. And he made that song and let us share it. So I just felt that it was appropriate for me to share that. So good morning, good vibes. It's May 26th here in the United States. It is Memorial Day. We recognize this day for those that have fallen to give us the opportunity to live in such a wonderful country. Though we do have our faults, I believe that we are striving to be better, and that's what that's what the goal is to just strive to be better. But I felt like it was a good time for myself to recognize the importance of this day, though. Thankfully, there's not been anyone personally in my life that I've had to lose due to war or anything like that. I have seen people suffer, and there's been people close to me that have lost people. Not only people maybe that they were serving with, but just family and loved ones. And here in my little town, I'm proud of them because we do a lot. It seems like they go through great pains to recognize our soldiers that's went off and not come back and left families here to have to fend for themselves, wives and young children, and some of them never even had a chance to experience love or to experience a marriage or to experience, you know, the things that they were actually going and fighting for. Most of these people that are dying for us are just kids. When at 48 now, when I look at a 25-year-old or even a 30-year-old, I can't help but see a kid. And now that doesn't mean I don't give due respect to them as an adult. You try, but when you reach a certain point in your life, you can't help but look at certain age groups and think, I can remember being that age, but God, they're just a kid. And that's one of the hardest things to come to terms with now as an adult, enjoying these freedoms and enjoying these things that we have and the life that I have. I have a couple kids and I got a wife, and I get to experience love, and I get to experience good food and different things. And most of these things were afforded to me because of some kid going and dying to try to preserve it and fight for what they think is right. Guys, that's a heavy thing when you really let it sink in. Like, wow, it's not just people. That's our kids, man, and they're going and shedding blood. So it's though a lot of them would be old in today's age if they would have lived. They were just children when they passed on, and they didn't get to see their babies that they left. They didn't get to see them. And I can remember hearing stories of like when my grandpa and stuff was in the war. When they went off to war, man, they stayed till the war was won or lost. Like, they shipped out, and man, they didn't know when I mean, I'm not saying that I guess what I'm trying to get at is there was a time when these men, when they left out to live or die. Like, meaning like they're gonna go off, and when they come home, the war is gonna be won, or when they go off, they're gonna die, or the war is gonna be lost. And it took some real brass, in my opinion, to go and sign up for that. Of course, it takes brass to sign up for it anyway, but like with the Vietnam era and stuff, I remember that most of them had to serve about a year. Man, at least there was a means to an end for them. I mean, though it was rough, at least they could go. Like, man, if I can just live through this year. But then, there was some of them people from back in the wars. Man, when they left out, they were leaving out like, man, I hope we win. They wasn't thinking about, I hope I get, like, I hope I get to come home in a year. They were hoping, and I hope we win. However long that is. And I guess that's the part for me that as I start thinking about the ones like I see on our little main street, the little pictures of people that died that are from our local area and wars past. And not only do you think, well, man, that's just a kid, though it would have been someone's grandpa or great grandpa by this point. They didn't get that chance. They might have had a kid or two before they left, but they didn't get to experience that love of that child and throughout their life and experience all those things, but they sure did shed blood for it. So it's just a somber day and a day of remembrance, and I think that it's important that when we have these days as a society, whether you're from the United States, whether you're from a different country, whatever day it is that you use to celebrate, I think every day they should be celebrated, but this is a day where we give them the credence that they deserve, that they should get every day, because that's what they left out for and didn't come home for. So that being said, this is Happy Memorial Day. We're coming at you, a little bit different style. I went ahead and decided that I was going to start my little podcast journey because I've been wanting to. And as I've always said to you guys, as I create and I do and change, then I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to try my best to bring the best that I can as I can. And that's what it's all about, guys. And creating change, it does start with a thought. That's kind of like my little ethos, or my little statement, I guess, is creating change is about a thought, but then you have to put action behind those thoughts, and you have to make decisions, and not just talking about a YouTube journey, but just life journey. And for me, this just kind of melds into the whole journey. I enjoyed. So, you know, this is just a way of changing up and doing something a little different, but still coming at you the same way. It's always good vibes, always going to be that way. This is just my opportunity to start stretching my wings just a little bit more, and stretching my wings with everybody. So always good vibes, always having fun, always going to be sharing a little bit of music. This is a little bit different approach. I understand that everybody in here is probably on a YouTube channel or probably on some kind of watching device. But for those of you that are listening, my name is Guy. This is Creating Change. Here we try to come at you with always good vibes. I encourage you, if you have the opportunity, to tune into our YouTube show, Guy and Shine, where we do always good vibes, and we just try to bring common sense standpoints to things, and sometimes not so common sense, and just a little bit of silliness. And here it's going to be kind of the same thing, except I understand there's a lot of radio listeners, so we're trying to make sure that we are coming at you in a way that sounds good, and also in a way that is approachable to look at. I understand I'm only going to have so much good looks. It stops, guys. This is just as good as it gets as far as looks goes. But sound wise, we've been trying real hard in the background, trying to learn about things and trying to come at you in a real way, but funny way. But I've been trying to grow, and this is just an opportunity for me to step out of there, out of that one little zone, and step over into another zone. So this will be my inaugural podcasting situation, which has been something I've been looking forward to doing. I've been waiting on the opportunity to feel confident enough to go at it, knowing that there's going to be people that are only listening. So shout out to you guys that can only hear me. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. We're always coming at you with some good vibes, but different thoughts, and we try to always approach things with respect. But there's not a topic that I can't approach and come at in a way where I'm trying to see it from everybody's angle, and that will be the approach of this show here on God's Time, Creating Change, God's Time. That's what it's going to be about. Of course, when I say that, I mean it with the most lightheartedness. My time is about trying to involve others and trying to meld communities and meld people, and just create that vibe, man, because I just do believe that it starts with a thought, and good vibes is a thought. It's a thought. And when I come on in the mornings and it's time to do good vibes, it seems like it automatically puts me into a little bit of an upbeat situation, just because of the names. Because if I called it bad vibes, I guess I'd have to frown when I come on, and they say you use a lot more muscle to frown than you do to smile, and coming at you from a pretty lazy kind of way. I just soon not have to use no more muscles than I have to. So I just choose to have good vibes and smile. And I just think that spreading that is my way of sharing those good vibes that are within me. And sometimes they're muffled. Sometimes they're muffled by outside noise, and sometimes sometimes you have things that'll hit you wrong, or that will sting at times. And it's hard to find those good vibes at moments. But when we just start with the thought, when we just let ourselves just say, it's just like I tell you guys, and I've told this story before. One of the greatest things I've found about having an animal, a dog in particular, my little dog, every morning when I get up, or when I'm waiting on him to get out of bed with Courtney, my wife, I can count on that he's going to come out of there with his little butt wag, tail wag, kind of slash everything kind of wag. And as you come through the little narrow hallway there, I can hear his little tail going doom 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 up against the dryer as he comes through. And there's something about just seeing him be so happy to just be up, and I can't say it's because he sees me, but I like to feel like it's because he comes through and he's just happy to see you, and he comes over and he gives you that little nose nudge that he does. And even when I'm feeling bad, even when my stomach's hurting, even when I'm having one of them days where I'm having trouble putting my thoughts together or just feeling like everything's jumbled up, man, that little nose nudge, that little doom 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 up against the side of the dryer can snap me out of such a terrible beginning to my day. And it's been such a blessing to have that in my life as a adult, and being able to, have animals, and truly understand the benefit of them. And it's something about his little nudge with his nose, his little wag of the tail, that little crooked eye looking up at you, and he's probably about to bust. He's probably got a piece so bad he can't stand himself, but he's happy to see you, and he just wants to say good morning in his way. And that's just good vibes for me, man. It can sometimes just switch me right out of a bad, well, I don't want to say bad situation, but just a bad beginning to your day. Like maybe just having, one of those times where you're stuck in a bad frame of mind. And you guys know what I'm talking about, man. As level-headed as we all try to be, you reach those mornings, or you have those mornings where, man, you just can't get past the negativity. You can't get past some of the bad stuff that's going on. Well, that little dog, man, he can snap you right out of that, because you got to get up and you got to let him out, and you know that he's happy to see it. Now, how you gonna be mad at a little animal that's giving you his nose nudge in the morning and wagging his whole body to come out and see? Now, how could you ever be mad at that? So, that's been my way, I guess, of rounding this corner and bringing it back to what we started with. As we started Good Vibes with Guy and Shine, that was, and the Good Vibes before Guy and Shine, when I started my little video journey. I think I've done like 50 some videos in a row, like every morning. I think it was like 50 some days in a row I did Good Vibes, just videos. And it was just my way of just kind of trying to just force that upon myself. Not that it needs to be forced, but just like, okay, let's start out with good vibes every morning. Let's just like the puppy comes out with his good vibes, let's come out with our good vibes. And then that grew into just really enjoying the idea of making myself find the little blessings in life, making myself notice the happiness in my little animal, making myself realize that I got a wife that's in there that loves me, and I got a son that's in there that loves me, and I got, all these things, and now a daughter that's in my life, and all these little things that, if you just take the little bit of time that it takes to notice them, man, they're all around you. And that's worthy of starting my day with good vibes. Now, that doesn't mean that everything's giddy and going to be like that all day, but I'm just saying it's been a good practice for me. Is like, okay, let's just recognize that with everybody. And then having this sense of community, and having these folks that are in here, Els Endeavors, Gen X, Brother Clint, you know, uh, Sister Jimena, all these people, Kaleidoscope now, Echo in my life, and Tommy Kenyon, man, and Lucy, Warren's World, Sailing with Cook George, all these people now I have to share with at times when they're able to come on, and be able to, express myself to people that maybe ain't going to just be like, oh, what the-" or maybe they'll just enjoy being in the chat and saying hi with everybody. Maybe they won't hear a word I say, but they're enjoying the chat. They're enjoying saying hi to everybody. So that's good vibes to me. Or maybe having someone come on that's excited about a milestone that they reached, that they're just like, man, I want to share this with everybody. Like, man, I hit 500 subscribers. Hey, that's a big deal. I hit 100 subscribers. Hey, that's a big deal. And just being willing to share those types of things with each other, and have this outlet of good vibes, has been so rewarding to me. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to spread that, but without coming across as my life is Mr. Giddy. You guys know better. It's not like that for me. This is my way of forcing myself to recognize it in hopes that other people can see that with just a little effort, we can find those good things and those good times. Like you guys are finding good times in the chats. Maybe sometimes Brother Clint's coming in with some funny stuff saying about me and Shine, or some kind of something, or just just a laugh, a joke, something that's put in can really start changing your whole motivation and your whole way of approaching the day, because I still have my negativity thoughts and I still have my times where I'm just down on things. But it seems like this daily routine of practicing, just coming on and recognizing little things, sharing with folks, and just being willing to humble myself up to mistakes. Man, that's been rewarding for me, guys. I can't say it enough that coming on here and showing that I'm human has been just it's been opened the world to me, because for so long in my life, if I wasn't perfect at something right out the gate, if I wasn't good at it right out the gate, I just wouldn't do it, guys. I just say, man, the heck with it. I ain't doing that. But I finally found that little bit of intestinal fortitude within myself to say, okay, this is uncomfortable, but it's not so bad. Nobody can come through there and eat me. This ain't so bad. And then finding that comfort zone, and then finding something that I love. Then finding the opportunity to have, something come into my life that I absolutely was scared to death of, which was technology, computers, microphones. That's why I've played an acoustic instrument my whole life, guys, is because all that crap just it blew my mind the way it worked. It blew my mind. The everything just my brain can't work that way. I thought it couldn't work that way. And then finding this outlet and finding that, man, Brother Tommy coming on with me and showing me some things behind the scenes where it's not embarrassing me. It's not He's not making me feel belittled because I don't truly know what copy and paste means. I don't know what download to a file. I don't know where it goes when it does that. I didn't know how to do some of these things. And finding people out there that were willing to reach out and help you for no one, he's not getting anything. He's not getting nothing other than the reward of saying, okay, well, I was able to help him get past a hurdle that was huge for me, guys. I wouldn't be doing this right now if I hadn't had that little bit of a help. Big Jack coming on. My first time trying to come on with my computer, guys, I was on here for like 56 minutes and couldn't figure out how to get the camera. I couldn't figure out why my face wasn't on the camera, guys. And a lot of you guys was in here for that, and you supported me through it, and you didn't want me to quit. And in my mind, I was like, well, I can't quit, because then I'll forever be known as the guy that didn't make it until my face was on there. And then Big Jack being willing as a human being to reach out to me and say, look, let's figure it out. Let's work this out. Okay, so that those are the things that have just brought such a part of this journey, that it's been a part of this journey I didn't realize was going to be there for me. And I just wanted to take this moment to shout them out as we start our new journey into the podcast world here on Creating Change God's Time. It's always always good vibes, always good vibes. But this is my little different opportunity to come at the radio world, come at people who might just be listening. So welcome. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change God's Time, where we're going to approach any subject that we want, but we're always going to do it with respect, and we're always going to do it with the other person's idea in mind, because I feel like that's how we bridge some of these gaps between people, is when we start out with good vibes, guys. We start out always with good vibes, and then we approach the situation how we feel that we need to approach it, but with respect and dignity and humility. So always good vibes. Shout out to everybody here. Let me get over here in my comment, guys. I see this is what happens when I get by myself, guys. I take a long veer every once in a while, but I try to bring it back. So good morning, good vibes. This is Creating Change Guys Time, where we're coming at the radio world in a little different way. I understand that there's going to be people that can only hear me, so welcome. This is Creating Change Guys Time. My name is Guy. We appreciate you being here. It's always good vibes. I encourage you, if you have the opportunity, to come over to our little YouTube channel where you can have a viewing experience as well, with Creating Change with Guy and Shine. We encourage you to come support there too. But we thank you for being a part of our little journey here on Creating Change. It starts with a thought, guys. That's my little statement that I use that as my header on my channel page, and I truly feel that way. It does just start with a thought and then action behind those thoughts. So good vibes, everybody. Good morning. Happy Memorial Day, Santiago DY. It's good to see you guys. Kaleidoscope of happiness. Community is so important. Absolutely. Juicy 300. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. She says, hey, Jimena. L's Endeavors. Shout out to you, L's Endeavors. Always glad to see you. Always good vibes. Always respect. Absolutely. Kaleidoscope of happiness. Big Jack is amazing. And I agree with you. Indeed. He's an amazing human being. Not just the channel, but just the person that I've got an opportunity to get a chance to know just a little bit more. And I look forward to getting to know him even more. But he's just an amazing human being, and what a story. And a family man. And I can get down with that. I just love to see a man that's confident in himself and confident in his family. And I just like that. I like that. So shout out to Big Jack. Yeah, brother Big Jack. L's Endeavors, appreciate you. Juicy 300 and family. Good morning. Good morning. Magic Healing. I see you. I see you, Gen X, brother Clint, man. Good job on your and Jimena's little adventure. Hey, just outstanding job, having fun. I see y'all there doing a good thing, man. Doing it up. And anybody that's listening or can go and visit them on YouTube, I encourage you guys to go see Magic Healing or Gen X Effect. Brother Clint, sister Jimena, and they also do a thing together, but you can find their information on either one of their YouTube pages. But thank you guys for being here, and thank you for being such outstanding members of the community. All of you guys make up this, man. It's seeing your comments and seeing the way that you interact with each other, man. It's really uplifting, and it's really cool. And truthfully, it makes doing this type of stuff so much easier when you see people in here just having a good time. And I don't care if you're talking about what I'm talking about. I just like seeing y'all have fun with each other and say good morning and good vibes and just having all those different interactions. So shout out to every one of you. Santiago DYC, Kaleidoscope. I'm coming back up through here, guys. Gen X Effect in the house. Gen X Effect, man. Brother Clint. Tommy Kenyon in the house. Super duper producer. And as I was talking about earlier, Tommy Kenyon at Keeping It Real Media. Shout out to you from a personal standpoint. I just appreciate your help. I encourage any of you that's within earshot to go support him. He has several different outlets for his information, but he does a lot of great tech tips and podcast tips and just different information and just a wealth of knowledge and just an outstanding human being and just been such a big part of Guy and Shine Good Vibes. So I just shout out to you, man. Appreciate you being such a big part of everything, man. Sailing Cook George, we'll check Tommy. Yeah, hey, Sailing Cook George, appreciate you being here. Absolutely, guys. I appreciate every one of you. Every one of you guys, man. Shout out to y'all. This is Guy here at Creating Change. Guys, time, my first little endeavor into the podcast world. So shout out to those who can only hear me. Appreciate you being here. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. You can find my channel on YouTube. I will also be expanding to other platforms to be shared soon, but we'll be taking this to podcast for the first time. I have never utilized that outlet and have been talking about it for a while, and I've been trying to come up with a way of doing that, and this is my way. It's Happy Memorial Day to everybody. It's a somber day, a day of remembrance. So this is just a perfect time for me to step out into this world. So shout out to you guys, for everybody that can hear me and for anybody that can see me. I appreciate y'all being here. This is Creating Change. We're just recognizing Memorial Day today, and we're also just coming through and getting this podcast situation started with Creating Change. Guys, time I'll be coming out with a schedule and coming out with a time that I'm going to be putting things out, and I just love hearing from the community. I love seeing your comments and stuff like that. So anything that you'd like to share, please feel free to. Always looking for feedback and always looking for good vibes. Appreciate everybody being here, guys. I appreciate all of you. Els Endeavors, High Sailing Cook, saying hi to everybody. Lucy Warren's World, shout out to you guys. I appreciate all of you being here. I'm coming at you a little bit different with the vertical style. Or yeah, this is the vertical style. The other, or yeah, this is the portrait style. The other's the landscape style. I just was coming at you with a little different vibe this morning with this because I knew I was going to start this, as a podcast situation, but also as a still a YouTube journey, and putting it out on my page as well. But I just wanted to try it this way, just for the heck of it. I have no real reason. I'll probably be going back to the other style just because it just seems I don't know. I don't know. I might do it like this sometimes, might do it the other way sometimes. I don't know. This depends on the feedback I get and what, you know, this depends on the feedback I get on that side of things. But shout out to those that can hear me. Shout out to those that can see me. Shout out to those that can hear me and see me. We got Sailing Cook in the house, Kaleidoscope. Shout out to you, Echo. That was a fun time Saturday. I appreciate you letting me be a part of your community and getting to come and introduce myself and just be a part of everything. I just like being a part of everything, guys, just to be right real honest. It's just an honor and a privilege to me. So I appreciate it. I really do. Once again, I didn't know how to work it from my side, so I ended up not being able to even share it to my page. But I do most of my stuff from this side. I know this side real well now, but going to other people's stuff, I still struggle sometimes with getting things right. So I did, I didn't get to share, but I was there. I was there. I didn't get to. She tried to help me, but it was one of them deals like I just didn't want to. I'd already tried. I'd already done what I could. I couldn't, and I just didn't want any more. It was like, it ain't even no big deal. It's like, okay, no big deal. We're gonna just carry forward. So, Kaleidoscope, I would love to echo. We need to. Let's see. Let me put that up. Yeah, I can't highlight them real good on here. I can't see them even yet there, so I can't highlight your comments real good. I don't know what they show up like, but she said, Kaleidoscope of Happiness. I would love to echo. We need to get together. You need to go on mine too. Yeah, good job. Good deal. Okay, I see now. I see now. Cool. Cool, guys. I see y'all getting together, man. Awesome. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all being here. I was just wanting to come with you guys with it. Memorial Day. We're gonna get together and eat and everything, but you know, it's a day of remembrance and it is a somber day, and shout out to all those that's lost anybody. Shout out to all those that's been a part of anything like that for our country or anything. Shout out to you. I lift you up and I appreciate um you know I appreciate the sacrifices that's been made by the folks in the past and the folks that are willing to sign up right now. There's young men and women out there that are just chomping at the bit, waiting to get to an age where they're allowed to go and serve their country. Not just here in our country, in the United States, but every country has their people that are just willing to fight for other people for something that they find a bigger cause than themselves. And it's like I can just respect that no matter what country it is, no matter it's like I can respect the fact that they're willing to go fight and die for people that they don't know. That's such an honorable thing. I'm so glad that there's people here in my country that's willing to do it. And I'm thankful that there's people in other countries that have that same conviction. It's an odd thing, but I can respect it from both sides, man. It's I hate war. I hate conflict like that. I hate to see people have to die over something that seems just to be like, man, not worthy of the deaths and the tolls on people's family. Not just the people that die, but the people that got to live the rest of their life without the people that they absolutely loved and the people that they made up their life. Moms and dads and stuff losing their sons and daughters, and that goes on both sides, guys. That just sucks on both sides, and it's a good time to remember all those young people that like we were just talking earlier, they're kids. I'm 48 years old, and now I can't help but look at a 25-year-old or even a 30-year-old and younger and think, God, they're just kids. I didn't even have my first kid yet. 25 years old, I hadn't even had no children yet. Even 30 years old, I hadn't had no children yet. So it's like, man, some of these people have never even got a chance to marry or to experience, that side of life and just have, children and just grow old. Just grow old, man. I like growing old. That means I'm still alive, you know. Let's just be honest. I mean, I have not had that like midlife crisis moment. And I know some people do, and I get it. There's things that happen like that, but for me, I'm glad to get older. Like, hey, that means I'm still here. Like, if if I find myself not getting any older, that means I'm probably dead. And not saying that hey, I know we all got to go eventually, but I'm not trying to go today if I don't have to. I mean, you know what I'm trying to get at. So it's like, I don't know. I try to just take these opportunities, though I appreciate it every day. It's our opportunity as a community, as a country, as a people to say, man, whether we believe in the wars or whether we don't believe in the wars, hey, if you're enjoying the comforts of the United States or whatever country, then there's people that have fought and died to try to keep that for you that you didn't know, they didn't know you. And I can't help but disrespect that. And I totally respect our little town for the effort they go through to recognize the soldiers that's, you know, not come home. And for those that's come home and had to live with tragedy of losing people that they served with, that's a horrible, horrible weight to have to carry. And I lift you up today. And we pray that burden can be lifted off of you because that's a terrible burden. And I hate for anybody to feel like they have to live with that. And I hate it for all the moms and dads and friends and families that's had to lose people, or maybe the kids that had to grow up without a mom or dad. You know, it's not a pretty situation. The only thing that makes it beautiful is the idea that there's people that are living and moving forward and living this life that are thanking them and remembering the sacrifices that's been offered up. So shout out to everyone that's here with me. I appreciate you guys being here. This has been a first time experience for me, as I know that there's going to be people that's listening. So we're trying to make sure that we're mindful of that, but we're also trying to make sure that we're mindful of the fact that there's also people watching. So shout out to those that can only hear. Shout out to those that are watching and listening. Always good vibes. I appreciate y'all being here. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change, God's Time, podcast situation. Going to be taking it for the first time to the listening world. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate everybody being here who can hear me and see me. I thank you. You can find my page, Creating Change GB, on YouTube, and there will also be other platforms that you will be able to find me. But there will also be the podcast situation going on, Creating Change, God's Time. So I appreciate everybody being here. Shout out to everybody. Kaleidoscope, once again, thank you for having me, Echo. It was awesome. You're a gracious host and you did a good job. And shout out to your community. I didn't get a chance to really keep up with the comments because I just enjoy the fact that it's your show. You let you run it because I have enough of the running show. So I enjoy coming on other people's channel and just kicking back and just like let them do their thing and do it their way. And I just kind of ease off. So it was really cool to just let you do your show and just be a part of everything. But shout out to your community. Shout out to those new people that come by. I was getting back through my comments and stuff yesterday because I hadn't really been on. And I noticed that there was some people that had come over from your channel while I was on and had come over and seen me, and I'm going to make sure that I get back with them and thank them for that and everything. I appreciate them doing that because that's what it's all about, growing and going and meeting other people and finding like-minded folks that like to hear what you have to say. I've always said this, guys. My payment truly will never be in dollar bills. My payment is about the platform. My payment comes in when I have something I want to share, that there's people out there that enjoy maybe what I have to share. Does that mean they're always going to agree with me? Of course not. Of course not. That just means that they can respect my approach to coming at things, whether we agree on it or not. Because I try my best to see both sides of each, and that's the way that it works in this world for me. Here at Creating Change, it does start with a thought, and for me, it starts with good vibes. For me, is not Mr. Giddy. That doesn't mean that life is always great. That just means I try to approach things in a way where I'm respectful of the opportunities in my life. I'm respectful of the blessings in my life. And I'm also respectful of what other people perceive and what other people are going through. And I try to approach it, and there is no such thing as middle ground for me. I do have a side I stand and a side I don't stand, and I try not to walk a fence line, but I try to always see from each person's side, that doesn't always mean I'm going to agree with them. Matter of fact, most of my friends that are my true friends, there are several things that maybe we don't see exactly 100%, but that's what makes it fun to hang out with each other and respect for one another's opinions and stuff, is that maybe you don't always see everything exactly the same, which makes good vibes for me as long as it's respectful. Excuse me. As long as it's always respectful, then it's good vibes, whether we agree or whether we're just adults about it to agree to disagree. Either which way, if it's good vibes, we're good to go. But shout out to everybody. Let me get over here in the comments and recognize a few people. Kaleidoscope, I appreciate you. Echo, Tommy Kenyon. Anyone want to be a guest of podcast? Let me know to reach out. I'm looking for guests. Well, I can tell you, I would love to be a part of your show if you would ever like me to be, Brother Tommy. Shout at me, man, anytime. And anybody that would like to be a part of Tommy Kenyon, he is reaching out, saying anyone want to be on podcast, let me know to reach out. I'm looking for guests. So Tommy Kenyon at Keeping It Real Media, you can find him on his YouTube page. There's also other media outlets. He's welcome to, share them here in the comments, but he's looking for guests on his podcast show. Excellent dude, and just got a wealth of knowledge when it comes to technology and just different things like that. So, shout out to you, Tommy Kenyon, looking for some podcasts and looking for some guests. So, mind on mine. Hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Good morning. Always good vibes. This is Creating Change God's Time, a podcast situation. I've been looking for the opportunity to begin this little journey. I've been kind of working on it behind the scenes and working some things out with how I'd like to approach it. And this is just my inaugural coming at you. This is also going to be uploaded into podcast for the first time. So we're going to do Creating Change God's Time as a podcast, but we're also coming to you here at Creating Change YouTube channel, and there will be other platforms that I will be expanding to, but right now my expansion is on to podcast. So shout out to everyone who can only hear me. I appreciate y'all being here. This is Guy. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. This is Creating Change God's Time, a podcast situation, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. To be announced, a solid schedule on the podcast. This is an inaugural event to get me started, and it just so happens that it's Memorial Day. And it's just a good day. It's a good day for remember. It's a good day to just be, thankful for the things that we have and the blessings that we have. Should be every day, and it is. But this is the day that we give credence to it. So shout out to everybody for being here. I appreciate all of you, man. Shout out to you guys, man. Tommy Kenyon, I see you. Rusty Rich Originals, good to see you. Hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. I seen Clint Gage earlier, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Clint. Thank you, man. I wasn't trying happy. He says, I can highlight it, but it's happy Memorial Day to everybody else too, man. It's good to see you. Oh man, friends with Gen X. Oh well, man, you're in like Flynn then, brother. Good to see you, Clint. Hey man, thank you for being here. Let me get caught up with everybody. Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here, Rusted Rich. I appreciate you being here. Always good vibes, guys. Uh, I appreciate everybody being here and just showing respect and good vibes with each other. And I try to make everybody moderator that comes in trying to, be respectful and good vibes. That's what it's all about. I want you to be able to connect. I want you to have that connection and make it easy for you. But I still reserve the right that if somebody wants to be too awful silly, then I don't do the whole I give you a take a blue away from you until you do better. We're not in kindergarten here, guys. I make you blue because I give you that respect as a human being to just think, okay, it's good vibes and they understand that. And if they want to get silly about it, then we'll just good vibe them right on out the door and they can go somewhere else. And that's the way we carry it right here. But creating change, God's time podcast situation for those of you that can only hear me. I appreciate y'all being here. Coming at you on Memorial Day, May 26th. For those of you that can see me as well, I'm on YouTube. Encourage you to tune in. You know, Either which way, whether you're tuning in on YouTube or tuning in on the podcast situation, coming at you for the first time, the kind of inaugural event. It just happens to be Memorial Day as well. So shout out to everyone that can only hear me. Shout out to those that can hear me and see me. My community is just I love looking over in my comments and seeing all the blue because I can go and I know that if it's somebody in blue, I don't necessarily have to read the comment to know it's good vibes. I can go back through and catch up. And I like seeing that it builds my confidence up, builds my motivation up. And I see the community growing of good vibes. It doesn't have to be negative crap. You see all this negative crap going on out here and people wanting to exercise, just being terrible and nasty. I mean, I could spend a lot of time doing that myself. And it seems like it gets pushed up so easily. And I just ain't about that, guys. I mean, I get it, and I have some dark humor and everything, but that's exactly what it is. It's humor, just meant to laugh some things off. But and you guys know, what I mean by that. It's like, you know, some of this stuff that is being pushed up, just like I've talked about with songs and different things like that. Some of the stuff that gets put to number one on the radio and you actually listen to the words and it's like I can't believe that this is I can't believe that this is even on the air, much less that now it's getting rewarded with number one on the charts for 5 or 6 weeks or whatever. And it's like, so for me, I wanted to come at things in a different way where, I want to have that humor and I want to have that fun side and everything, but it doesn't have to be at the expense of, you know, being nasty or just saying terrible stuff or like, it's just not in my, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to do that. Now, I love some dark humor now, don't get me wrong. The old dirtier the joke, the better sometimes, but I just feel there's a time and a place for it. And I'm trying to bring something that anyone at any time can tune into because I've got kids, I've got nieces and or niece and nephew that might be on here, my mom, my aunts, my uncles, and I try to approach everything with the idea of that I know that everybody ain't going to totally get everything that I say or maybe laugh at everything I do, but I can make sure that I'm not saying stuff or things that I wouldn't want my own children to hear or that my own mom, wouldn't be okay with because that man, I hear some things that I don't want my kids tuning into. Not that I care about what anybody does, but I don't want my kids tuning into it, or I don't want my mom wouldn't tune in to that, and that's fine. You don't have to. But that was a my choice kind of deal with creating change was, I wanted to make something that was not inclusive, that anybody can be a part of because to me that's what good vibes is everybody's a part of it. I love the fact that I got people from different countries, people from you know that's right down the road, like Brother Clint, he ain't far from me. He's pretty much a neighbor. And then I've got people that are all the way, other side of the world that also tune in. And to me, that's just good vibes because the good vibes just floats around everywhere when people want it to be, but they can also go find a channel where it's nothing but negative Nancy stuff too, which is fine too if that's what you want to do. That's why it's called YouTube. You have the freedom of just scrolling right on past if you don't like something that's going on. But just to give you a backstory on for anybody that's new or that is listening here, we just try to approach everything with good vibes. It does not mean Mr. Giddy. It doesn't mean everything's perfect. It just means that there's a way to come at everything, and there's a respectful manner that I think can be, added into to humor, to all of it, where that it doesn't scare nobody away. I don't like using GD on air. I do not like that. Now, do I care if somebody curses a little bit? No, I don't think curse words matter. I just personally have been taught to not to not throw that around, so I don't use it on my channel. I try not to use a whole lot of foul language, not because I care. I'm a dirty mouth too at times, but I also know when to not be. And, this is just when I choose to, mind my manners. That doesn't mean I'm going to, bite my tongue too much, but I just try to make sure that, keep some of that stuff the best I can out of my channel, out of my airwaves, just because that's my choice. Not that I have any problem with anybody doing that. That's fine. I just approach it from the way that I like to approach it, which here on YouTube, that's been the journey is it's a YouTube. That's why it's called YouTube. You do it the way you want. And now that I'm coming at this podcast situation where I know that words matter and people can only hear me, I'm trying to make sure that I approach it in a way that, people don't just immediately turn the channel because of my language or because of my foulness or because I condone anything like that. Not that I have any problem with somebody saying a curse word. You say whatever you want on your channel. Say it however you want on your channel. But here I say it the way I want to, and I choose not to use that. Especially the GD. Doesn't mean I won't slip and cuss sometimes, but I try not to use GD. Yeah, I don't like that. It kind of, I don't know, just doesn't roll off the tongue very well. So try not to use it. Shout out to all of you guys. I welcome you here to my first podcast situation, Creating Change, God's Time, to be, announced, going to be a solid schedule put in place. I encourage you to podcast situation, Creating Change, God's Time. You can also find me on YouTube, Creating Change, and there will be some other platforms to be added as well. Right now, I'm just adding the podcast thing because, as I've explained to you guys, I have to do things in increments. I'm growing. I'm trying. I'm moving. I'm doing things differently, but I have to do it in a way that my brain can accept the way that things go. It's just the way it works for me, and this is just another little step forward. Just like I started out with the good vibes in the morning, I think I done 50 some of them in a row, and that was just an exercise to truly. It was for myself. Like and I'll share it with everybody. I'm just going to start out trying to have a good trying to find the fun, trying to find something that just picks you up a little bit. And then I started finding, well, man, I kind of like doing this. And then it's like, okay, then you integrate on over to, the good vibes with Guy and Shine. And we've been doing that for quite a while now. And I encourage you to come over and check us out on YouTube. You can find it there. But here on the podcast situation, Creating Change, God's Time, you know, uh, I'm going to approach things always good vibes. I'm just approaching it now knowing that there might be people that only hear me. There might be people that also hear me and see me. So this is my way of growing into, the world of radio, the world of only people being able to hear me, because you do get caught in only people hearing you and seeing you. And I had to get used to the idea of only people being able to hear me and how to approach things and round, conversations out and make sure that we have, some type of a format. My format will be growing. I don't know that I don't know exactly how that we're going to approach, you know, the schedule as far as for the podcast goes, but it will be on a regular schedule. I just don't want to throw something out there right off and not have it locked in. That's how I'm going to do it, because I do believe consistency is key in anything that we do. Uh, that's where you're going to find that you separate yourself. In my personal opinion, it's going to be consistency. It's not going to be how bright your star is. It's not going to be how lofty your notions are. It's going to be, are you consistent and are you growing with the time? And I've been saying all along that I wanted to, when I first come on doing live streams, I taught it and I spoke it into existence then. Like, okay, I want to grow into a podcast. I want to learn how to do that because it just interests me and it's just something I want to learn. I want to learn, and it's not about like learning how to load it up into the podcast. I mean, I'm talking learn how to bring something that sounds good, but then also think about the people that may also be listening and watching, and trying to meld those into one thing. And that's been something that I knew that we were lacking. For the live show, yeah, it's great. You're thinking about the people that's watching, but I needed to transform my brain from it being a visual show all the time to also having the sound correct and making sure that your mics are set right and making sure, all those little things that you guys have watched us struggle through on Good Vibes, and even before Good Vibes on my videos and things like that. It was struggles, little things, trying to figure out technology, trying to figure out how, at first it started out just trying to figure out how you load the video up into YouTube. Like, y'all remember when you first started, like for me, I remember like being confused on how you take a video from video to YouTube and having to try to figure those out. So that was pretty easy. And then the next thing you know, you're moving on to trying to figure out how you edit something good. And then the next thing you know, you're trying to figure out, all these little nuances that go along with it that you thought would never come about. Hey, Sam Gloves, I appreciate you being here, man. Good vibes to you. I'm glad that you like gloves, man. Shout out to you and your gloves, brother. Shout out to you. Appreciate everybody being here, man. Always good vibes. Sam Gloves, he likes disposable gloves, plastic gloves, rubber gloves, cleaning gloves, and surgical gloves. So if anybody wanted to know, Sam Gloves likes gloves. In particular, he likes rubber gloves. Distracted Me Imagery, good to see you. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Rustic Rich Originals, always good to see you. Kaleidoscope of Happiness, shout out to you. Always good to see you guys. Good vibes. Appreciate everybody being here. Els Endeavors, thank you for being here. All of you, I appreciate it. Echo, thank you. Mind on Mind, appreciate you guys being here. Clint Gage, shout out to you. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you very much. Let's see. I met Tommy Kenyon. Appreciate you. Hey, Miss Patty, I see you there. Hello, everyone. Good vibes, y'all. Good vibes, Miss Patty. I see you. Good morning. Lucy Warren's World, Els Endeavors, Sailing Cook George. I see you there. Shout out to you, Santiago DY. I appreciate everybody being here. Melissa Bandy, that's my mom and my sister and possibly my dad. I'm not sure if he's still home or not. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Gen X in the house, Brother Clint and Sister Jimena. I appreciate you guys. Always good vibes. Good to see every one of you. Just getting back through the comments section here, trying to catch up with everybody. Appreciate all of you tuning in here on Creating Change God's Time. This is a podcast situation for me, taking it to the radio side of the world through the YouTube. Been coming at you with the YouTube channel and not exercising the ability to go to podcasts because I wanted to wait until I felt like I was at a point where I kind of understood a little bit more about the one platform and one side of it before I started trying to, spread out too far. Because guys, I'm that dude that can get so many irons in the fire that it's like, how you going to, and then you wind up not doing nothing. And I just, I'm learning that about myself, that the more increments that I can just set for myself and then achieve it, like set a small increment, achieve it, and then worry about setting the next increment. Now, of course, I have ultimate goals. I've had this goal of having the podcast going since I started going live. Even before I started going live, I knew I wanted to approach it, but I also knew that I had a lot to learn about how just having a proper mic, having proper settings on it, and making sure that I'm coming at everything in that kind of way and getting those things under my belt. And then also being ready for the side of, just having that different, platform, that different way of reaching people and understanding that they can, some people, shout out to all of them that can only hear me. This is good vibes, creating change, guide times, always good vibes though. We come at every situation trying to have it with respect, but we're going to come at it with our thoughts on it. Doesn't mean we're always going to agree, but we'll always have good vibes indeed. So shout out to everybody being here. We got a special guest, Sam Gloves, in the house. He likes rubber gloves. I remember the first time he come into my chat back months and months ago. He left that, and it was like, caught me off guard, and I was like, man, usually I ain't speechless, but it caught me off guard because I didn't know what to say. Well, now I kind of like, I feel honored that he stopped by to see me, man. So shout out to you. It's been a long time. You've been coming into my chat room since I started this little journey. So I appreciate you stopping in and touching base again, man. He likes rubber gloves. Shout out to him, man. To each his own, right? Nothing wrong with that. But shout out to Distracted Me Imagery. I appreciate you. Demi, I think it Dimi. Demi. I'm gonna start using Demi instead of trying to read the whole name, because Demi just rolls off the old tongue better. So shout out to you, Demi. I appreciate you being here. Shout out to you, Sam Gloves. Appreciate you being here. Rustic Rich Originals. Step by step, gotta head out to the family for Memorial Day. Have a blessed day. Hey, you have a blessed day too, Rustic Rich. I appreciate you being here. Happy Memorial Day. Day of remembrance. Somber day indeed, but shout out to you. Appreciate you recognizing that. Appreciate all of you being here, man. I appreciate you guys. Let's see, Els Endeavors, Mind on Mind, Tommy Kenyon in the house. Appreciate you guys. Always good vibes to all of my friends. Let's bring you something. It's a little song I wrote several years ago now. Probably about I'd say about 12 years ago at this point. But this little guitar that I'm playing in this little video is a Gretsch that was sent to me by my family, not for my birthday, not for Christmas, not for anything like that. It was just a gift that showed up. I didn't even know it was coming. And it was just a blessing, a gift. They know that I would like that. I'd have no other reason why that they get that. That's why they give it. And I just absolutely love the little guitar. But this is a song that I wrote about these very people that happened to send this to me. It wasn't because I wrote the song or nothing. It was years before this that I ever wrote that song. But I just thought it was befitting to play this little guitar and sing this song. So this is a song called Just So Many Miles Between Us, a true song about my family and the miles that separate us. So shout out to you. I appreciate everybody being here. This is Creating Change God's Time, a podcast situation. I'm going to bring you Just So Many Miles Between Us, a little song that I wrote several years ago about my family. And this is the little guitar that they sent me just as a gift, just out of the blue as a gift. So good morning, good vibes, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. Just so many miles between us, there can be so many more. Been so long since I've seen you, some I've never seen before. Well, I make a promise to myself, God knows I'll keep. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. It's worth every rest stop, and Daddy, I need to pee, so my son can be around the ones that mean so much to me. Well, I want him to know you. and love you all just like me. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. As the miles go by, my mind begins to go to the memories I've made from so many years ago. And I make a promise to myself, God knows I'll keep. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. It's worth every rest time, and Daddy, I need to be, so my son can be around the ones that mean so much to me. Well, I want him to know you and love you all just like me. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. Good morning, good afternoon, whichever one it may be coming at you. Appreciate you guys being here. This is Creating Change, God's Time. Appreciate y'all being here. Welcome. Welcome to those that can only hear me and those that can hear me and see me. This is a podcast situation. Going to be loading this up for the first time into the podcast world and coming at the radio world. Been kind of working on this behind the scenes. Kind of getting myself prepared and getting ready and making sure that my equipment was right, or as right as I could afford to make it, and knew that I was able to bring everybody something that was worthy of being able to hear, but also thinking about the visual side of things as well. I encourage you to, support on YouTube, as well as going to be through the podcast situation there, through the YouTube thing, and going to be bringing you a couple other platforms as well as I see fit and as I can grow. And I will be sharing proper times and everything as to when the schedule will be locked in. But this will be my first inaugural podcast situation, Creating Change, God's Time. I'm going to be announcing the schedule and exactly when I will be, coming at everything, and when I'll be loading up into podcasts and all that kind of stuff. But this was my opportunity to step out into this world today. It's Memorial Day. We're celebrating Memorial Day and recognizing those that sacrifice that we don't even know, so that we can enjoy these things that we have. Shout out to all of you guys that have served, all of you guys that have lost folks that you served with, and all of you guys that have lost people that have went and served. And I just like knowing that in our little town, they go through a lot of, pride and stuff to make sure that we recognize the young soldiers and stuff that's passed on, long before us and not too long ago now. But they go through a lot of trouble to make sure that we recognize them, and I wanted to make sure that I did as well here on Creating Change, God's Time. I appreciate y'all being here. It's always good vibes, guys. It doesn't always mean Mr. Giddy. It just means that I try to come at everything in a positive light, to start my day, try to start everything off in a positive way. And then I try to just realistically go about situations and take them for what they are. Welcome. This is Creating Change, God's Time. I'm going to be sharing solid locked in times. I encourage you to support on YouTube as well as through the podcast, and there'll be other platforms to be shared as well. We also have Creating Change with Guy and Shine, Good Vibes. Encourage you to come support there as well. We appreciate it. Always good vibes. We try to bring everybody a visual experience through Good Vibes. We try to make sure that we're respectful, and we try to always bring good vibes. But it's been more of a visual perspective, and through Creating Change, God's Time, I'm trying to make sure that I'm mindful not only of the visual perspective, but I'm also mindful that there's also going to be people just hearing me. So Shout out to those who can just hear me for the first time. It's May 26th, Memorial Day. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change Guy's Time, a podcast situation for the first time. Coming at it knowing that I'm going to be putting this up. I didn't want to just make a show or make a recording or make a thing and then just say, okay, well, let's load it up into podcast. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what people, I don't care. That's what I just didn't want to do it that way. When I went at the podcast, I wanted to come at it knowing I was going at it from a podcast point of view of realizing that there's only people that's going to hear me and there's also going to be people that see me. So welcome to all those that can only hear me. This probably will be your first time hearing me. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. This is Creating Change Guy's Time, a podcast situation. First time coming at it, knowing that we're going to put this up into the world and let the radio have it as well. So we appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. And I encourage you to go support at Creating Change on YouTube as well. And there'll be other platforms shared in the near future and a solid time as to the podcast. So shout out to everybody being here. Shout out to Big Jack in the house, man. I was just talking about you earlier, brother, about starting this little journey on the YouTube side of just the YouTube journey, and you coming in and helping me just figure out how to get myself on camera, because I'd spent like 50 some minutes and couldn't figure it out, and then finally he was able to help me figure out why I couldn't see myself, and it was just a little slide thing on the camera. That's all it was. That's all it was a slide thing, and that was it. So I spent 50 some minutes hitting pretty much every button on the computer, racking my brain about to throw this thing out the window. I was about to explode. And he calls me up, and he's gracious enough to call me up anyway. And he calls me up and he's like, all right, man, let's work through this. And he got me through it in about 5 minutes. I was on camera. So shout out to you, Big Jack. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for letting me be a part of things there on your side of things with the Big Jack Storytime, man, doing an outstanding job. He comes with thing in such a just realistic and humble kind of way, and the guests that he's having on just outstanding. And it's just been great to be a part of that. And I encourage anybody that's in earshot or that can hear me and see me, go support Big Jack Storytime. Just been an outstanding individual to me, and I just can't say it enough that every time I get the opportunity to talk about him, it will be in a good light, and it will always be with respect and just gratitude for his graciousness to me, with his graciousness to me and Shine there on Creating Change with Guy and Shine, the good vibes, and just super supportive of me all the way around, and just everybody, just an outstanding community member. So shout out to you, Big Jack. I appreciate you, brother. I don't know about superstar yet. I don't know about that, buddy, but we're moving on up to the podcast world, brother. I've been kind of planning it in my head, and how to approach, and as you probably have become aware of me, I have a little bit of a way of that I have to do things a certain way, just because if I'm not careful, I get too jumbled up. And I knew that from the beginning, I wanted to start with some type of way of going into the podcast world, but I also knew that I needed to learn about, how to do my microphone and how to make sure that I had stuff right, and, all those kind of things. Well, on the good vibes with Guy and Shine on Creating Change and at Shine Dig as well, we were concentrating a lot on visual and videos and things like that. And that's great. That's awesome, because I intend upon doing that as well here on Creating Change Guy's Time. But I'm coming at it from just knowing that there's going to be a lot of people that may just be hearing me and not seeing me. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm melding both worlds in the best that I know how. And, that's the best thing that I knew how to do. So I was just waiting until my knowledge base was enough to know that, okay, at least I have halfway decent sound. At least, I've got as good as I know how to bring to the table, and just being aware that it's not just a visual effect anymore. It's going to also be going to the podcast world. So shout out to all you guys for being here. I'm going to recognize some people in the chat room. Brother AB, man, another outstanding individual. I feel like me and him probably grew up listening to the same soundtracks. He's got a cool channel with all kinds of cool, music and different different styles of music, different kinds of music that he likes, and just different covers and stuff like that. Just an outstanding channel, an outstanding individual. Welcome to Creating Change God's Time, a podcast situation. This is going to be the first time going out to the radio world. So, Brother AB, I welcome you. Thank you for being here. We still have Creating Change with Guy and Shine, good vibes as well. But this is Creating Change God's Time, a podcast situation, man, coming at you for the first time, knowing that I'm going to the radio waves and going to an audience that can only hear me. And I've been kind of waiting on the right time to start. And today seemed like a good time. It's Memorial Day. It's a good day to remember our people, and a good day to, just be respectful of the sacrifices that folks that didn't even know us made. And also just a great day to start something new, and something that I've been planning, and something that I've had on my head, and it's been on my heart. And now here we go. So welcome to Creating Change God's Time. First podcast situation, going to load it up into the podcast world and let the world have it, as we say. So welcome to those that can only hear me. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change God's Time, a podcast situation. I thank everyone for being here. Always going to be approached with mindful of everybody's point of view, but I'm going to have my own point of view as well. And I encourage everybody to always do the same. You just come at it with respect for both points of view, and sometimes agree to disagree. That's what adults do. Is sometimes you disagree that, okay, I don't see it the way you do it, but you don't see it the way I do either. So we're even. All right, let's move on. Good talk. You know what I mean? Did you watch the basketball game? You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's just the way that I approach it. Like, we don't have to agree on everything. We're not going to. But we're always going to come at it with good vibes, and we're always going to come at it with respect. So shout out to everyone that can only hear me. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. Appreciate y'all being here. For those of you that are in my comment section, I know that you guys have been here, and I know that you're used to it. So I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for being a part of the first inaugural event. Going to load it up into the radio world and see what happens, and learn that side of things. I've never done it. I know that it's not no big deal. I haven't done it because I didn't know how. I just haven't done it because I didn't feel like I was ready to start. And I've been waiting on an opportunity to start. And I knew that I was going to within the next week anyway. So it seemed like a great day to get this thing underway and get started with a routine, because I feel like that's the ticket to success. Above everything else, your star's not going to shine so bright that consistency ain't going to be the key ingredient. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So I'm going to make sure that, I come at you with a realistic, point of view, but also I'm just going to be consistent with what I do. That's what I've been doing, is I just stay consistent and moving forward, growing, trying to add new things. I've been talking about doing this for a while, so I'm just trying, and now I feel like I'm ready. So I'm just adding something else new. And that's just what it's all about for each and every one of us. I think some of us can handle multi things. Some of us can handle jumping out real big. For me, I have to just increments, just as I feel the spirit, as I feel led, as I feel like I'm ready. Then that's when I move, and it's more. That's what works for me, and that's just, I don't push that on nobody else. That's just what works for me. Hey, we got special guests in the house. Brother Desi in the house, man. Been a part of my journey on YouTube. There in the great YouTube world, as I started my little journey, man. I made this little video just making fun of myself, really, wearing my aluminum foil hat, because I couldn't figure out some of this stuff that was going on, and like how everybody was doing all these cool edits. This has been a while back, and I didn't know how to do none of that. And I was just being funny, and I done this little video with a full hat, and it brought me and this man together as far as buddies through YouTube and stuff. And it has just created a lasting bond for us. He comes and supports me all the time, and just an outstanding member of the community. Everybody knows Brother Desi because he's just a pillar of our little community, and just always supporting and always pushing everybody up, and just been a part of my stuff since like the very beginning. So it is just outstanding to have him always here with me. So shout out to you, Brother Desi. I'm glad to have you here on the first podcast situation, Creating Change God's Time. Going to be loading this up into the airwaves and let the radio world have it. I've been waiting on an opportunity to do it, so I'm glad that you're here to be a part of this as well. You've been a part of every other first step, so glad to have you in the house with us, man. I'm gonna recognize brother AB Matiko Dillard in the house, man. Appreciate you being here. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate everybody being here. Tommy Kenyon in the house. Appreciate it, man. That's what it's all about. It's about just staying consistent, guys. That's how I feel in my heart. Like I just so feel that, that's the key, is because I've been so inconsistent my whole life. And a lot of things that probably could have been great weren't great because of that. I wasn't consistent. I thought my star was so bright that that wasn't part of it. And it screwed me in the long run. Because everything is just you keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. You know what I mean? People look at like people like Joe Rogan or people like these popular guys like Glenn Beck or any of them, anybody that's doing this for a living, Sean Hannity, any of them, and they're like, yeah, they do this. Hey man, they went through the grind, bro, and still going through the grind, like putting the time in, man, and sweating it out. And they went through a lot of time where I'm sure they weren't seeing no success. They weren't seeing no real traction. Their traction was in their heart, their conviction, and in their consistency. And like, okay, I'll bend. I'll bend when I need to, but I'm also going to stand pretty darn rigid when I have to as well. And I believe that that's how that they have made it in their world, in any world. It's just like I mean, okay, like my dad as a carpenter, like he stayed true. Like he worked at it and worked at it and worked at it and worked at it, and for years didn't make no money. He didn't make squat. He was a good carpenter and a good solid man, but he didn't make squat. Yeah, but he kept working at it. He kept staying with it. Well, now, he might be 83 years old, but man, he's still doing what he loves. He's reached a point and he's got people he works with that just appreciates his knowledge base, appreciates him. He stuck with it and he landed where everybody wants to be, in that nice, easy spot. But was it easy? Hell no, it wasn't easy. He worked his tail off to get to that spot. He worked his tail off to see that money. He worked his tail off to see the opportunity to get to reap the reward of, having a nice vehicle or having the what everybody perceives as the cushy job. Hey, well, I'm going to tell you what, there's about 70 years or about 65 years of work behind that cushy job that says he has the right to have it. And anybody that has him as an employee should not only pay him as such, but they should also treat him as such. Because you don't get that opportunity to have that wealth of knowledge in one human being very often. And it's worth the money it takes to keep them there. And that's what I say. It's about staying consistently true, not only consistent as far as every day or every grind or every time or whatever it is. When it's time to go, it's time to go. But it's about just staying true blue and like just believing in what you do. And I believe in what I'm doing. I've said it all along. I believe in this. I believe in what I do. I believe in me these days, guys. I believe in what I have. I believe that if I just stay and when I don't feel good, I'm here anyway. And I throw out good vibes. And you know what? All of a sudden I feel good. Or I get on here and I have something to say and I get it off my chest and I let the world have it. All of a sudden, I don't have that weight no more. Guys, that's what it's all about, man. Creating change, it does start with a thought. But it also starts with action behind that thought and believing in it when nobody else does. That's true. That's true belief. That is faith. Is not being able to see it yet, but knowing. You just know that if you keep going, if you keep doing what you believe in, then the reward that you're asking for will be there. And I believe that. I've always said all along, you can look at my life and you can see that there's not one thing about my world that has been led by a dollar bill. Not one. Nothing. I have never been motivated by a dollar. Of course, we've all had to make money to feed our families and we've all had to do what we got to do. But what I mean is, I've never worried about keeping up with the Joneses. I've never worried about what they got. I've never worried about what other people have. I've never worried about other people's success. I've never worried about those types of things. I've always just like, okay, cool. That's cool. You got a nice big house. Is it paid for? You know what I mean? Like, mine may not be as big, may not be as pretty, but it's mine. So that's how I judge that, that's all I need to know is mine. And that is where, I think that for those of us that's on any type of a journey, I'm on a journey, guys. This is my journey. This is my journey. And it's like I'm on this journey and it's like I believe enough in what I'm doing that I'm just gonna stay doing it. I'm gonna stay true. I'm gonna stay true. I'm gonna stay consistent, and I'm gonna keep going because that's where I think success is found. Yeah, you can have. Hey, man, we've all talked about it before. We've all heard of people putting out one video and it blows up in instant, bam. Okay, YouTube situation. You're putting your video out. Okay, well, you have that one that blows up right out the rip. Okay, cool. Now what? Now that expectation is that all the time. Where my expectation of myself was to just do a little bit better of getting my message across each time that I did something or learn a little something different about the technology each time that I did it. And stay true, stay consistent. Just keep putting it out. Does that mean you got to put a video out every day? No. No. That just means that at least once a week, at least every 12, 10, 15 days, put out something. If that's what you stay consistent at, then just stay consistent at it. If that's what you feel is good, then do it. But do it. Stay with it. And that's what I do. And that's what I do with every little thing in my life these days. I approach it from that same angle. Is I'm just going to keep doing what I feel good about. Does it mean it's always going to be right? No. Does it mean it's always going to pan out? Of course not. But will I be able to look back on that time and say, well, I gave it the best I could? Absolutely, I will. Absolutely, I will. And that's what it's all about at creating change is it starts with a thought and then you put action behind those thoughts. And this was a thought that I had months ago that I knew that I had certain things to learn, certain things to get comfortable with, certain things that I needed to overcome myself with this technology little void that I had in my life. And now that I've seen that, okay, I'm comfortable with these certain situations, now I grow to the next situation, which leads me to welcome to Creating Change, God's Time, a podcast situation. This is going to be the first time that I send it out to the radio world. So welcome to those that can only hear me and welcome to those that can see me and hear me. My normal community members are here in the house supporting me as always. And I just appreciate every one of you. Shout out to Desi. Shout out to Distracted Demi. I appreciate you being here. Shout out to Tommy, Kenyon, Matiko, Dillard. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you being here. AB in the house. He said, sent me a, all right, I'll get that. Okay, I see you there. Sent you an email. I'll get that pulled up for Good Vibes with Guy and Shine, and I'll get it pulled up into this as well. This is a little different studio that I've got set up for this situation, AB. But I appreciate you, brother, and I'll be shouting you out for sure, man, and be getting some of that pulled up here in the house, man. But Tommy Kenyon, appreciate you. Shout out to every one of you being here. I'm not trying to miss nobody. Mom and Missy, I see you there. Nathaniel, who I appreciate you, man. Appreciate seeing you here, man. Thank you for being here. Shout out to you guys, man. This is Creating Change, God's Time. It's a podcast situation for me. God's coming at you for the first time here on Memorial Day, a day of remembrance for things. I don't like to get too down and things like that. I just like to make sure that I give credence and remember And I'm, just super proud of being a part of such a great uh, country as the USA. We're not perfect, but we're pretty darn good, and we try. And I'm just proud to be a part of it, and proud to be a part of everything that's going on in the little world that we live in is due to the stuff that we have. I'm referring to here is the people that's been willing to sacrifice for us that we didn't even know, and that goes for every country, not just the United States. There's people that's fought and died for you that you don't even know, whatever country, or most anyway. I can't say whatever, but most. So, good day to remember, man. Good day to remember them. This is the United States time for remembering those and giving them the proper credence they deserve and proper thought behind it. So, shout out to Memorial Day. Shout out to everybody here. Appreciate you guys being here, man. We Be Jamming Live is coming soon. Thank you for remembering that. Oh, Big Jack. I got a whole lot in my head right now that I'm jumbled up a little bit, but for the first time coming to you with a podcast situation going out to the airwaves. So welcome to everybody that can only hear me. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change, Guy's Time, and it's always about good vibes, but it doesn't always mean that we're super giddy. It doesn't always mean it's going to be like that. It just means that we come at everything from a respect standpoint and trying to bring it to you as a listening standpoint and a visual standpoint. So welcome. I appreciate everybody being here. I encourage you to go check out Big Jack's Story Time with the We Be Jamming Live coming soon. Does an outstanding job, man. If you want to be a part of anything like that, go to his page. He's got an email there that you can look up and send him and get a hold of him if you'd like to be involved in that. So anybody that's in hearing or anybody listening through the YouTube world or through the radio world, go visit Big Jack Storytime for information if you'd like to be a part of the We Be Jamming. And he does music, storytelling, poetry, different things like that. Get a hold of them. There's all kinds of different things. So if you have things that you like to share, things that you like to do, then you just go to his page and he's got an email that you can get a hold of, and he's really good about getting back with you and keeping you informed about what's going on. So I encourage you to go check out Big Jack Story Time. Just outstanding individual. There's other things there as well. I should have took a few notes and had them pulled up because I should have done a better job, Big Jack. Next time I'll have things to where I can make sure that the listening world hears what's going on, and I got things a little better organized. But shout out to everybody that can hear me in the radio world. Shout out to everybody that can see me here on YouTube. I appreciate everybody supporting at Creating Change GB. Always good vibes, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. This is Guy's Time, Creating Change, Guy's Time. It's a podcast situation for me. Been waiting to do this, and it's a great day to get started here on Memorial Day. I encourage all of you to go and support Big Jack Story Time. Going to be We Be Jamming, and if you'd like to be a part of anything like that with song or with poetry or anything like that, then just get a hold of him. He can let you know all the things that he be a part of the show. So I encourage you to get a hold of him. Brother Desi in the house, man. Shout out to you, man. A pillar of the community, man. Shout out to you. Down the road, man. Jamie, how you doing? Good to see you. Brother from Canada coming to us. Hey, doing an outstanding job. Another fine individual. One of those people I don't mind at all support because he's always trying to throw out some good vibes and just be a cool dude. And I encourage you, if you haven't been to support Down the Road, you can find him at Down the Road on his YouTube channel. And he just does an array of different videos. He also has his lives that he does now. And he just is a cool guy, and his community is great. And you don't have to worry about no dumb stuff. And it's just a good, positive spot to go hang out. So I encourage you, if you have the opportunity, go check out Down the Road. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Jamie, to the inaugural event of Creating Change, Guy's Time. It's a podcast situation. Going to be sharing this to the radio world. So your channel will be going to the radio world as well, and welcome to those of you that have been here all along. I appreciate you guys being here, coming at you just a little different, doing the vertical style today or whatever it's called here. It's kind of different, but it doesn't really matter for me. I might go back to the other style. I might do it both ways. Just whatever, just coming at you a little different in that manner. But from the listening world, coming at you, this is Creating Change God's Time. It's a podcast situation. This is first time loading up to the radio world. So if you can hear me, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. It's always good vibes, always coming at things from a respect standpoint. But I have my points of view, and I don't mind at all to share them, but I share them in a humble and respectful kind of way. So shout out to everybody that can hear me. I appreciate y'all being here. Gen X Effect in the house. I appreciate you, brother Clint. Always an outstanding member of the community. Him and Miss Amena have a thing going together on both their channels where they do some on Saturdays. I think it was Saturday that they do together, and then they both have their individual channels. And I encourage you to go support either which one of them, because no matter which one you go to, they're just outstanding members. Go to both of them. They're outstanding members of the community, and they're just good, positive people, and they're trying to do a good thing and come at people in a real kind of way. So I appreciate y'all being here as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, brother Desi, man. You guys are awesome. I appreciate Big Jack's story time. Tommy Kenyon, let's go. Hey, Tommy Kenyon, always going to be pushing brother Tommy up, because he's been a big part of helping me overcome some of the battles I've had with some of this technology stuff, and teaching me and being willing to answer questions and not make me feel like a dummy because I may not know it. Matiko Dillard in the house. I appreciate you, man. Hey, brother Tommy, I can say one thing about you, man. Consistency should be your middle name, because, man, you have definitely stayed consistent and true blue, and I encourage that, man. I push that up. AB, appreciate you, man. Shout out to brother AB. Anybody out there in the listening world or here on the great big world of YouTube, you can see me, or if you can hear me, I encourage you to go support AB. Just a great individual doing songs and stuff and just enjoying himself, man. That's what it's all about. That's why it's called YouTube. Do what you want to do with it. Matiko Dillard, shout out to you, man. Good to see you. Demi, Distracted Me Imagery, shout out to you, man. Trying to mention everybody that's here, that's part of my inaugural podcast situation, so that the airwaves out in the radio world will hear your channel name as well. I hope that some people come by and see anybody that I announce is part of my community, and they're part of Good Vibes, and they're just part of just being respectful. So if your name's in blue, I'm trying to come through and shout you out so that everybody can hear you. You're going to be part of the inaugural event. So Sailing Cook George, appreciate you being here. Shout out to you. Big Jack Storytime, always honored to have you in the house, my man. Brother Tommy Kenyon in the house. Appreciate you. Sand Gloves in the house, man. Thanks for stopping in. Rustic Rich Originals. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you all for being here. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. Sam Gloves in the house. Appreciate you being here. Kaleidoscope of Happiness. Thank you, Echo. I had a great time on your channel, and I encourage anybody that's in the listening world or in the YouTube world, you can hear me or see me, go check out Kaleidoscope of Happiness. Echo does a great job, and she's just a great individual, and I appreciate you for having me over. Thank you very much. L's Endeavors in the house, another outstanding member of the community, stopping in and supporting all the time and just being awesome. So appreciate you. Mind on Mind, another wonderful channel. If you can hear me or see me, I encourage you to go support Mind on Mind. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. Trying to make sure I get everybody that's in here. Clint Gage, shout out to Clint Gage. I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you very much. Outstanding member of the community. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us and spending some time. Thank you very much, man. Thank you. Let's see here, guys. Magic Healing, Miss Amena, another outstanding member of the community and just a positive individual, doing some cool stuff on her channel, as I mentioned with Clint, brother Clint there at Gen X Effect. I encourage you to go support both of them. But shout out to you, Miss Amena. Also, my first guitar student. So put that out to the airwaves as well. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share some of my knowledge with you. And I just appreciate the opportunity to spread my wings a little bit into that world. So shout out to you, Miss Amena. You keep doing you, girl. Shout out to you, Sailing Cook George, and Miss Patty, just a solid member of the community. Thank you very much for being here. She says, hey, everyone. good vibes, y'all. Absolutely, indeed. Indeed. Always good vibes. Welcome to Creating Change Guys Time. This is a podcast situation going to be going at the podcasting world, the airwaves. So shout out to everybody that can only hear me. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change Guys Time. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Right now, I'm going through my comments section, trying to make sure that I mention everybody that's a part of my inaugural podcast. So I want everybody to have their name mentioned if I can get everybody. It says Santiago DY, I see you. Thank you for being a part of this first endeavor into the podcast world. Thank you very much, Els Endeavors. Always an outstanding member of the community. Juicy 300 and family. Thank you very much for being here. Shout out to you. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm getting up here to the very top of everything. See Brother Tommy in the house. Santiago. Lucy Warren's World. Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Let's see. Trying to make sure I get to everybody that's been a part of my inaugural event. I just want to make sure that I'm getting to you. Let's go. There's Big Clint in the house. Brother Clint, thank you very much for being here, man. Another outstanding member of the community. Always. Gen X Effect in the house. If I haven't said your name, please feel free to go ahead and type it again. If I did miss you, I'm sorry. It's not on purpose. I want you to be a part of this. Matiko Dillard, I see you there. If I haven't mentioned you, I'm pretty sure I did, but I want everybody's name mentioned on the airwaves as I go through. There's Day B. I see you, Day B. Shout out to Day B in the house. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to you. Yeah, this is Creating Change God's Time. This is my inaugural event coming into the podcast world. Going to be sharing to the radio waves as well as to YouTube. This is just a little something step out different for myself, a little different format than Good Vibes with Guy and Shine. This is just my way of stepping out into something else, into the podcast world. So just trying to spread my wings a little bit and be more cognizant of the fact that there might be people that are hearing me more than seeing me, or maybe only hearing me. So shout out to those that can only hear me. I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you. Let's see. We got Gen X. We got Davey. We got Miss Patty. Got Miss Patty in the house. I see you there. Yeah, loves their Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the shout outs, guys. I'm all about it. It actually gives me I like doing it. I do. Shout out to you, Davey. Shout out to you, Gen X. Shout out to you, Miss Patty. Always outstanding members of the community. Brother Desi in the house. I hope I haven't missed anybody's name. Once again, I'm getting ready to close down this first, inaugural event of, Creating Change God's Time. Today we were recognizing Memorial Day in our country, of the sacrifices and the folks that have gone and for fighting for us and dying for us, and this is our day here in the United States to recognize those folks. So this seemed a befitting way to shout out to the radio world. Happy Memorial Day. And we're thinking of all those that lost loved ones and all those that maybe didn't get to have a mom or dad growing up because they left the world at a young age defending our country. We're thinking of you, and we appreciate the sacrifice that not only your loved one give, but you as a family member had to give, and we just appreciate that. So we thank you very much. This is Creating Change God's Time, a podcast situation, inaugural event, going to be going to the airways. I'll be trying to get all that squared away and shared out. So for those of you that's been supporting here on YouTube at Creating Change and with Creating Change Guy and Shine Good Vibes, I appreciate you being a part of this journey. This is going to be a little separate thing. I will be sharing proper times and when I'm going to be doing it, and I will be also sharing to other platforms as well. But for right now, our stretch is going to be going for the podcast now that I know, because I wanted to make sure as I made a podcast, I was making it knowing I'm making a podcast, not just make a video and then decide to do a podcast. So shout out to you guys for being a part of the first little podcast situation here, Creating Change, God's Time. I appreciate every one of you being here. Gen X, appreciate you, Brother Clint and Desi, Dave B, all of you. I appreciate you guys, Miss Patty, all of you guys. That's a part of the journey all the way around. I encourage all of you just to stay consistent, stay true, keep moving forward. Just keep doing what you feel led to do. If it feels good, go for it. If you like doing, it's why that's why that for the YouTube side of things, that's why they call it YouTube. It's your decision. And for those of you that's just listening, anything that you're choosing to do, if you feel good about it, then just do it. Just do it. Time's going to click on by, and then you're going to be looking back and saying, why didn't I? So just go ahead and go for it. And creating change, it does start with a thought. This is Creating Change, God's Time, a podcast situation, guys. I appreciate every one of y'all being here. I thank you. I'll be back let's see, on Wednesday, Good Vibes with Guy and Shine, 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time, and Friday, 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time, scheduled to be announced on Creating Change, God's Time, a podcast situation, scheduled to be announced very soon within the next few days as to, locking in when I'm going to be doing that. And I just appreciate you guys, man. So I appreciate every one of you being here. Everybody have a great, outstanding day. Happy Memorial Day. Happy day. Happy whatever day it is for you, wherever it's at. Just good vibes. Happy day to every one of you. This is Creating Change, God's Time. I'm signing out. Y'all have a good afternoon. We'll be back in touch here in the next day or so with a solid time for when we're going to be coming on. But for now, I appreciate you guys being here. Always good vibes to all of my friends out there. Thank you very much, Tommy, for the little song that you wrote there at the beginning. I'm also going to be playing Tommy's song at the end of this podcast. He made this song from his own creativity with the help of some AI tools and with the help of the comments from Good Vibes with Guy and Shine. So I appreciate you, brother Tommy. Thank you very much as a buddy, just helping me on my journey. And shout out to the radio world. This is Guy with Creating Change, man. This is Creating Change, God's Time, a podcast situation, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Good vibes, guys.
Got a fire in my soul, yeah, it's burning bright. Guy Band, he told me just to follow the light. Well, I heard the people singing with all their might. So I hit the ground running, and I ran all night. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Well, I ran into my family, and I ran into my friends, and I ran into people that I didn't know then. And I said to them, hey, I could use a hand. And then I ran and I ran, and I ran and I ran. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. Well, the children and the elders and the strangers and the neighbors and the doctors and the teachers and the farmers and the bakers and the scientists and builders and the singers and the players and the buskers and the dancers and the dreamers and the painters and the coaches and the helpers and the artists and creators and the yogis and the healers and the preachers and the changers and the people and the planet and the forests and the rivers and the mountains and the oceans and the future and the vision. And the buskers and the patience and the future and the vision. Run, run.